mixing, fixing for another big game. It's the coach. This is the
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
2nd and 5. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. They'll look to throw now on first down. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. This is Royce Freeman, second-year man from Oregon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to White. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, here's White. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A loss of 2 there. Second down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On second down, they'll run with White. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out. Play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was third down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. The numbers for Mixon last week, 19 carries, 137 yards, and a score.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Throwing is Mahomes on third. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Mixon with a first down carry. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The great veteran Clay Matthews able to knock that one away in coverage. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They struggle to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Back to throw here. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Frosty Rucker. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Joe Mixon. And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Now Mahomes. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with White. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frosty Rucker able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the 2nd half gets underway. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game. Yet they still...
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. On 1st down, White's got a 1st down and more. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Danny Amendola, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what are you, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's 3rd and 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Going on the ground, it's White. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. On 1st and 10 is Counter, and he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Again, a run with Counter. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's White. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Amendola again the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. It's complete. James White. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. And now it's 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now a carry for White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Let's go, baby.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Mahomes going to throw. Being chased out left. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. This is Mixon. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Mahomes now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now here's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Mahomes now to throw. He'll buy some time right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The great veteran Clay Matthews able to knock that one away in coverage. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That's double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
They start the drive with Ware. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down now, it's White. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punt team on now as from their end zone they get it away. Fielded at the 33. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down 10-7. A minute 39 to go. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Mahomes. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down from his linebacker spot. Vontaze Burfict with a sack. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. To throw is Mahomes. Rolling to his left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for Pittsburgh, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.